The Last Prince, created by New York Times best-selling author Patrick Larkin. Chapter 3, North to War, Part 4. Previously in The Last Prince, thousands of rebel Celts triggered their deadly ambush. Taken by surprise, the marching Macedonian phalanx shattered under the sudden onslaught. Perdiccas rode into the melee and was killed, leaving his army leaderless. Meanwhile, at the front of the column, the sudden blare of tribal war horns spurred Nikanor to instant action. He snapped commands to the Roman cavalry squadrons, ordering them to wheel and form up, facing back the way they had come, toward where the Celts were charging downhill at the stunned Macedonian phalanx. Then he rode to join the Roman infantry maniples, already swinging off the road to either flank.
Sempronius Rufus, Licinius Longus, you've deployed your troops swiftly. Good work!
The phalanx is coming apart. When the Celts come at us, we'll be ready for them.
We're not waiting for them to attack us, Centurions. We're going to hit them first.
Attack? Into that frenzy. The tribesmen are cutting your Macedonians to pieces.
Precisely. Right now, those barbarians are focused on their prey. They're sure they've already won. They're disorganized and scattered. But our infantry and cavalry are in good order, ready to strike. Advancing now will take the Celts by surprise, shattering their morale. They'll break and run.
With respect, Prince, my lads aren't as eager to gamble as your lot on horseback.
Meaning what, Centurion?
If your plan fails, my men and I will be the ones left in the shit. We'll have to stand and die while you and your horsemen bugger off back to Rome.
An insulting sentiment, Sempronius. But understandable, I suppose.
Before the Centurion could say more, Nikanor swung down off his horse.
Very well, Centurions, I will lead your maniples myself, on foot, just like them. So tell me, Sempronius, will your Romans follow a son of the great king into battle?
Aye, Prince. Lead us to victory now and we'll follow you to the ends of the earth.
The ends of the earth? I can promise that. For now, we have a battle to win. So come with me. The sooner we advance, the better.
Taking his place with one of the Roman infantry maniples, Nikanor signaled the counterattack. Obeying, the cavalry and infantry stepped off, moving in unison toward the confused melee ahead. As they drew closer to the savage fighting in the center of the valley, a few Celt warriors spotted the oncoming threat and shouted warnings, but amid the chaos, they went unheard. At Nikanor's signal, trumpets sounded the charge. The Romans surged forward, crashing into the surprised tribesmen with staggering force. Holding their ranks, they carved their way through the disorganized Celts. Amid the swirling melee, a war chief named Acco turned to face the Romans. Recognizing Nikanor as the driving force behind the onslaught, he roared a challenge and sprang to meet him head-on. The two men traded blow after blow, swords hammering down on shields or ringing against each other with tremendous force. The Celt chieftain was enormously strong, but Nikanor was more agile, and in the end, that proved decisive. With lightning speed, he struck home into the big man's shoulder, across his face and into his chest. Mortally wounded, Acco crumpled to the ground and died. Already shaken by the unexpected counterattack at what had been a moment of triumph, the Celts now broke and fled, only to run straight into a bristling wall of shields and spears. Deployed by Aristides and Quintus, more Roman infantry and auxiliary Italian cavalry now blocked any retreat. First in small groups, and then in droves, the survivors surrendered. As the fighting subsided, Nikanor sought out the senior centurion.
You were right, Prince. By all the gods, and against the odds, we've triumphed. Most of the Celts who aren't dead or dying have thrown down their weapons and yielded. But a handful of warriors bolted into the forests. Should we pursue them?
No, Sempronius Rufus. Let them run. They'll spread the word of this defeat to their tribes. The terror and despair provoked by their dire news should ease our march going forward.
We're not falling back to Rome to regroup? Even with half your Macedonians dead?
With the general dead, I command here. Unless you have an objection, Centurion?
None at all, Prince. You brought us the victory you promised. You've earned our loyalty.
Very well. I intend to keep earning that trust, and that's why we will keep going. We've gained an advantage here, though at a terrible cost in lives. I won't throw that away.
What about all these Celt prisoners, sir? What do you want done about them?
We'll bring them with us, Sempronius. I have a hunch they will prove useful soon enough. Now, if you'll gather the other centurions and cavalry officers, I'll tell them what I plan.
To Nikanor's surprise, the Romans had something else in mind first. To his astonishment, they flooded around him and began loudly shouting, Nikanor and Imperator, honoring him as their general, the commander who had retrieved victory from defeat. Thousands of soldiers took up the rhythmic cry until it echoed back from the surrounding heights, and Nikanor realized he had gained an army, the first necessary step toward the throne itself. Next in The Last Prince, Nikanor must build on his hard-won success in battle, first negotiating a peace with the wily Celt tribal chieftains, and then winning over the stubborn Roman Senate and the leaders of the other Italian city-states. Meanwhile, across the Adriatic Sea, Nikanor's half-brother Heracles is establishing his rule over Greece and Macedon, bribing some city-states to his side, while threatening the holdouts with siege and slaughter.